I felt like our football team has worked very hard. Real proud of them. Really proud. I told them that after the scrimmage. As I told you way back early in camp, there's a survivor mode and there's a get better mode. And I really feel that our guys took the get better mode, and I'm really pleased about that. I had a 90-play plus scrimmage today. You saw a lot of movement out there. You saw a lot of competition out there. And I'm sure you'll ask me about some of those various players. I hope you will, because I do not have time to go through an entire dialogue about each and every side of the ball. So I hope you'll ask me anything that you may have picked up or what have you. I'm a little worried right now about this football team because we have distractions coming on us. What's that mean? That means you have 18, 19, even some 17-year-old freshmen away from home for the first time, the very, very first time, that now have classes to deal with, advisors to deal with, dorms to deal with, 8 o'clock classes to deal with, acclimation to Morgantown with 20+ thousand more students. It's all distractions. So what we'll do tomorrow, Monday, is after picture day tomorrow, we will have an evening practice. Evening. It'll be after all classes. We probably won't even eat and tape till about 5 o'clock. Now, there's also positives to build on, you know? And the positive thing is Bill Stewart and his staff have hit and hit and hit. We haven't talked about hitting. We haven't wanted to hit. We have hit and hit and hit. This has been a very physical contact camp. Now we have time for our bodies to rebuild, replenish, heal, what have you. Okay? So that's something I wanted to address with you. Gang, the foundation is in. The foundation was set these last 2 weeks. They've had 18 practices. Most were grueling. All were tough. Even when we went helmets and shoulder pads, it was tough. That's the Mountaineer way. That's the West Virginia way. That's what we done. That's who we are. But now it's up to the polish and the finishing. You know? So the finishers are going to have to come in. Who's the finishers? The coaching staff, the seniors, the guys that have been in the arena. We have to finish the product. The product is now in place. Now we have to fine-tune everything, if that makes sense. We are not going to call every single play the first football game, offensively, defensively, and kicking game that we've practiced for 2 grueling weeks. We'll call some part of that repertoire. Bob said it earlier in camp. You can be a jack of all and a master of none, right? Well, I want to be a master. So we finish. Competition, and I hope you will ask me about some guys that played or didn't play, is going to really pick up this week. I'm going to find out who can now do the mental part. I've seen, this staff has seen, who can do the physical part, the mental part. Penalties, holding in the red zone. Holding in the red zone. Unbelievable. I'm not pleased at all with that. 3 holding penalties in the red zone, that takes you out of scoring. A face mask by a defensive player in the red zone, down the goal line. David Locke was never taught that. Steve Dunlap's never taught that. Jeff Castille's never taught that. Why does the DB have to handle a man's face mask? Because he's lazy. Why do you hold? You don't move your feet and you're lazy. I'm going to find out who's mentally tough. That's what this week's about. Physically, we found out. I know who's going to hit. Now I want to find out who can conduct themselves in the Mountaineer manner. And the last thing is I hope they'll live right. They better sure live right. They better sure live right. Okay? That's on and off the field. So that's kind of it. That's the state of the camp. And I do hope you'll entertain all of us here with any pertinent thoughts you all may have. Mental toughness. I know we'll hit. I know we'll play hard. I know we'll compete. That's all about mentally. Do I want to strain just a little bit longer? If they don't strain this week, because I'm going to put them in the same situations, then I'm going to find somebody that will. If we play today, Sydney, would play. Reed Williams would play. Selvis Capers would play. Scooter Berry would play. All were in blue because they can play. I have seen enough of Scooter Berry. I have seen enough of Sidney. I wanted to see the young safeties without Sidney in case Sidney gets tweaked in his neck, which has happened. If whomever, Bradley Starks, I wanted to see 81. You see him going to bleachers? Yeah. Thought he did a nice job. And speaking of quarterbacks, right now today, if we were playing, I would say that Geno Smith stepped up pretty well. That's why he took some snaps of the one. But I'm going to tell you, little 11 now, he'll wear 15 in the season. Coley White did some nice things, had a zip on the ball. I saw him block on reverse. I saw him lead the team. I saw him get like the other freshmen lined up. Coley White had a nice day. No, they're going to drop balls. That penalty, I can't stand that. I cannot stand it. I won't tolerate it. Can't play. You cannot play if you're going to have you cannot have penalties. So drop pass, my theory is come right back and throw him the same ball as soon as you can, or throw him a screen, get him back on track, get him back in the batter's box.
How are your kickers lined up now?
How are they lined up? I would say field goals now would be Tyler Bittencourt with Josh Lauder, very close second. Both have been very well on kickoffs. We're going to work that Monday night. And punting right now would be Scott Kozlowski and Greg Pignetti. Snapping's Cody Nutter with Jeremy Cash. The holder's Jeremy Cash with Carmen Conley. I feel okay with those guys. I really don't know, Stephanie, because number one will play and the corners will play, and let's just have to wait and see. I think we're still about a week early on this freshmen. We've got good players out there. I mean, Gesley Drovel came in and played. He had a penalty. Eddie Davis comes in and plays. I mean, I don't want to throw this freshman out there. We have pretty good competition. So we're going to hold on those guys just a little bit longer. No. We're going to compete. We're going to compete. And next week, after 2 weeks when we play, after that ball game, there's still going to be competition. The best, the 11 best is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the best 11. I've said that over and over. I'm going to hang my hat on that.